eCapitol News Director Sean Ashley joins us now with more news from 23rd and Lincoln. And Sean, let's begin with the governor's cabinet. He's had 2 departures in the last 2 months.
That's right. Secretary of Native American Affairs Lisa Billy left in January. And then on Thursday, Secretary of Human Services and Early Childhood Initiatives Steve Buck, who also directs the Office of Juvenile Affairs, announced that he would be leaving as well. Secretary Billy's departure was sort of tied to the compact dispute, the ongoing issue there. And then Secretary Buck is going to be taking a job in the private sector. It appears that the governor has not yet moved towards filling those various positions, and we will see that perhaps in the weeks to come.
I was glad to see this. Lawmakers addressing strangulation in terms of domestic abuse cases. They want to get a lot tougher.
That's right. It's really an interesting situation. If you approach someone on the street and get in a fight and strangle them, the penalty can be quite harsh. However, if it involves an intimate partner or a household member, the punishment is much less severe. So there are a couple of bills working their way through both the House and the Senate that would increase those penalties, make them somewhat more comparable to that as if you attacked someone on the street.
Yeah, and I think it was 93-0 in one of those votes. So,
that's right, and
yeah.
It's passed through 2 committees on the Senate side and will be going to the Senate floor as well.
How about more money for rural transportation projects? Speaker McCall wants that.
Yes, what he has is a bill that asks the Department of Transportation to do a study in areas where there is great economic growth, where it has sort of outpaced the capacity of the roads, really, to handle that economic growth. And then when that is determined, to roll those plans into the 8-year transportation program, which outlines how roads will be improved over Oklahoma through the course of the upcoming 8 years. The bill has passed the House Rules Committee and now moves through the House floor.
Let's talk money. General Revenue Fund, how's it looking for January?
Not particularly good. Collections for the month were down below those of the prior year and down below the estimate. Now, when you look at the General Revenue Fund for the fiscal year so far, the first 7 months, it's right around the estimate level, so there's no concern about a revenue failure or any problems like that. The concern is looking forward. The Board of Equalization meets on Tuesday and will consider a revised estimate for fiscal year 2021. Secretary of Budget Mike Mazie indicated that those numbers could come down. And if you'll remember, there was very little growth for lawmakers and the governor to work with, so they will be looking at perhaps even a tighter budget than originally anticipated.
We got 15 seconds, 2 weeks in, biggest surprise.
I think the biggest surprise so far has been the speed with which lawmakers are moving legislation, both through committee and across the floor. It would not be surprising to me if we see in the next 2, 3, perhaps next month, a bill going to the governor for his consideration.
Very good. Thanks, Sean.
You're very welcome.